I'm gonna tell you fascists, you may be surprised. The people in this country are getting organized. You're bound to lose, you fascists, bound to lose. I'm gonna tell you workers, when you cash your checks, they say America first, but they mean America's next. You're bound to lose, you fascists, bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. People of every color marching side by side, marching across these fields where 1 million fascists died. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. I'm going into battle, gonna take my Union gun, and I ain't gonna lay it down till every battle's won. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. This hatred cannot break us, but I'm learning quick. Our children won't be sold on your poison rhetoric. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Here comes a big machine surrounding all your hate, forcing it to surrender. Now it's getting late. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Take my hand in your hand and walk with me to the promised land. Beat your drum and join the band, and we'll chase away the clouds of the morning. We don't need any more than we are. We don't have to be afraid. There is a power in these legs and arms and the voices that we can raise, saying no, we won't go away. I have heard the crowds of the old and the young when the steel canyons echoed with the songs that were sung, and the streets were filled and the about to unfold, when another world will rise from the ashes of the old, and the meek will follow in the footsteps of the bold, when we realize what's ours for the taking. We don't need any weapons of war, not a drop of blood will fall away. They are many, but we are many more, and the sky will echo our refrain. No, we won't go away. Oh, 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 concessions we'll refuse when there's nothing left to lose. Throw our bodies on the gears and stop this infernal machine. Come on and take a walk with me through this green and growing land. Walk through the meadows and the mountains and the sand. Walk through the valleys and the rivers and the plains. Walk through the sun and walk through the rain. Here's a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. All her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Glory shall rest on us all. From Colorado, Kansas, and the Carolinas too, Virginia and Alaska, from the old to the new, Texas and Ohio and the California shore. Tell me who could ask for more? Here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. All her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Glory shall rest on us all. Yet she's only as rich as the poorest of the poor, only as free as a padlocked prison door, only as strong as our love for this land, only as tall as we stand. For here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. All her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Glory shall rest on us all. Come on and take a walk with me through this green and growing land. Walk through the meadows and the mountains and the sand. Walk through the valleys and the rivers and the plains. Walk through the sun and walk through the rain. Here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. All her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Glory shall rest on us all, on us all.
Swishy streams, all that content is bursting the seams. Politics, being and plenty more. Your sense of fashion, you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Viva Bojack, Viva Bojack, Viva Bojack, Viva Bojack, Viva Bojack, Viva Bojack. That's what I'm talking about. First time singing the song, it's from Riverboat Jack. Shout out. I don't know what I'm doing really, but I got passion. And that's what it's about. It's all about passion. Where she streams all that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack, 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 Riverboat Jack.
And folks, introducing the public release of Against All Odds from Jazz Dog. Let's take a quick look.
For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised, palms calloused, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it.
One of my favorite things is like the different styles that come together here. I like the Bollywood influence.
New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change, a mandate for a new kind of politics, a mandate for a city we can afford, and a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that.
Yeah, isn't this fun? The Bollywood, let's go!
Thank you to those so often forgotten who made this movement their own. Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas, Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses, Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian aunties. Yes, aunties. This campaign is about people like Wesley, people like the woman I met on the BX 33 years ago, people like the taxi driver I went on a 15-day hunger strike with outside of City Hall. My brother, we are in City Hall now.
The vibe is if there was a Zoran movie, this would be the credit song. I can see the vision. I can see it. It's so good. That's going in the playlist. Um, so folks, I do want to say we have a bit of a bit of a conundrum just regarding Star Trek, which is that I, fool that I was, thought that the next Star Trek movie was 3 hours long, and I have to pick up my partner at around 8. Turns out the next Star Trek movie is 4 hours and 11 minutes long. So I guess I'm putting a question to you guys. Do you want to watch, like, until the halfway mark or until the 3/4 mark? And then we'll have the epic conclusion maybe later tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, it's 4 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, we'll go to the 2 hour and 5 minute mark. Also, hello Van Briggs. Hello Half. Okay. Where do you think breaks better? I genuinely, because we only watch these once a year and it is such a long saga. There are 4 of these movies. Half 5/8. Oh, you shit stirrers, you delightful scallywags. Avengers Endgame wasn't even that long. Yeah, I would compare this more to like a season of Star Trek, like a Star Trek mini series rather. Do Kirk and Spock kiss in it? We'll have to watch. A good pause spot closest to the halfway point. Okay, I think that would be a good balance. And I'm going out for some drinks tonight, but if I am sufficiently sober and sufficiently not sleepy, I will either continue it tonight when I get back, or I will continue it tomorrow, probably also in the evening. But it would probably be a late stream tomorrow. End it before they smooch, right before they smooch, edging you all. The Epic of Gilgamesh walked so this could run. Also, I did prep an entire show of just okay, so also full disclosure, I took a look at that after school video about Nikola Tesla, and I made it approximately 1 minute in, and let me just show you guys how cooked this channel is, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy the energy and the potential for Google debunking.
Google debunkers.
So let's just take a quick look. This video, by the way, has 10 million views. So I think maybe someone should probably address this.
The Egyptian pyramids are without a doubt the most mysterious structures on planet Earth.
They are not.
We do not know when they were built,
False.
how they were built,
False.
who built them,
False.
and most importantly, why they were built.
False. We know all 4 of those things. Largely because they fucking tell us. They tell us all of those things. But I was like, okay, well, where is this going? Right? I'm walking you through the first minute of this because I think you guys are gonna enjoy this.
The Great Pyramid weighs nearly 6 million tons and consists of 2.3 million stones that are cut.
Also, this video is from 6 years ago. So I don't think this is AI. I don't think they had the technology.
And fit together with laser precision. Many of these massive stones, which weigh as much as 80 tons, had to be transported from vast distances of more than 500 miles away. For thousands of years, it stood as the tallest unnatural structure in the world. Certainly, there must have been a good reason to go to all this trouble to construct such a wondrous monument, and we now know that it certainly was not a tomb.
False.
Nikola Tesla, who is perhaps the greatest inventor of all time, had a particular infatuation with the pyramids. He believed they served a higher purpose, and throughout his career he attempted to unravel their mystery.
And I think now you may understand where this is beginning to go. Uh, the argument in this video, I believe, is that Nikola Tesla secretly discovered that they are power plants. So we're gonna go over that at some point in the next few days, just because this this is pretty funny. Not gonna lie, we're gonna get an awful lot of use out of
Google debunkers.
for sure. Is this ancient aliens? No, I think this is more like spirit science adjacent, kind of like, oh, the Egyptians were able to tap into the the primordial essence, they were able to tap into the universal vibration and generate electricity. Also, folks, my elliptical is here and I've been using it every day, and it just feels so nice to move my body again. Using a whiteboard animation technique to spread conspiracy theories is very funny. I mean, I guess the only way you could get more on the nose is if you had a literal, like, stop motion yarn board type of animation, but as soon as I conceived of that and said it out loud, that sounds actually incredible. I I would watch that. Yeah, we're gonna get like some Baghdad battery shit. Exactly. As a trans man, when I see trans femmes being happy about things that affirm their gender identity, I feel kind of bittersweet because this thing that has caused me so much pain is a precious treasure. No, I think that's a valid reaction. You feel a bit guilty, or because like someone is enjoying something so much that you found so objectionable, and like, but you also recognize at the same time there's nothing wrong with others enjoying that. Like, I totally get what you mean, T-Life. 100%. Power plants that were fueled by the trapped souls of the damned. That'd be so cool. But you also know that if Egyptians had the technology to fuel their society off of the souls of the damned, capitalists would have used that overnight. Just what 1000% we'd have gigantic obelisks for bodies to be entombed in the most space effective manner, it would genuinely be horrifying. The necro plants. All right. As much as I would love to continue talking about pyramid conspiracy theories with you guys, we got some Star Trek. And also, I didn't title this stream something that is going to catch a lot of people's attention outside of our little community. So we're just going to jump into some Star Trek. But I will also tell you, just
That's
again,
a screen grab.
I have a lot of really fun content for us to go over when we do a content stream again, like tomorrow or Monday. Matt Walsh doing a half an hour long investigation into why does everything we buy suck now, as if capitalism isn't the pretty much the exact cause of all of his woes. I'm sure he's gonna blame it on wokeness instead, but I think it's gonna be funny. Additionally, I think the Patrick Bet David crew might be going off like
This weekend, Tucker and
a little bit off the beaten path these days. by just directly supporting fascists and also defending just summary executions of people by the state. You know, just I think this is also going to be a good time because honestly, uh they may have the most odious opinions you could possibly find on the internet, but I do think they are funny because of how dumb they are. So, I'm looking forward to going over those videos with you guys. And here we go. Star Trek 3 Redemption. Are you guys ready? As an assigned male at birth person, I get the same bittersweet feeling about masculinity and cis men. I'm just a broken egg trying to figure things out. Oh, just be patient with yourself. You got this. Time and time again, they reveal how it's literally just team sports for them. Yeah, like I remember, like there was a period of time for about like a decade where conservatives were convinced that Barack Obama was going to unleash the military to make them all live in hobbit homes. And it was only a matter of days until you know, jackbooted thugs were coming to to strip them of their precious guns. And now that jackbooted thugs are literally marching through the streets of our major cities in masks, pulling people off to put into concentration camps, uh, and the you know the military is just executing people in international waters. Um, all those same people who were terrified of Barack Obama are now just like, no, it's totally fine. Wait, you guys don't understand. It's totally the jackbooted thugs were never the problem. It's that they were going to be used against us. You don't get it. We didn't oppose the jackbooted thugs on principle, just that they were targeting the wrong people. Are the Hobbit homes the concentration camp in their analogy? Uh, Genuinely, I can't tell you what they meant by it because I don't think it ever was a coherent thing for them. It was just whatever was convenient at the time. I know, but I'm 40 already. It's never too late. Genuinely and sincerely. My family believed Obama and Biden were going to fuse into Osama bin Laden. Well, that's silly because obviously, if Obama and Biden fused, they'd be. I almost said they would form O Biden, but that sounds by Bama. Is that better? I think by Bama might be better. I feel like O Biden is cheating because too much of Biden remains. Would it be the fusion dance from DBZ? Exactly. By Bama. Obama bin Biden. Oh god. That is the entirety of conservative politics in a nutshell. Obama-san. God. Alright. I feel like O Biden makes sense for a fusion name. Do you? I feel like again, it'd be like Bobama. I don't know. Too much of it. I feel like too much of the original name remains. It'd be like calling I don't know, Goku and Vegeta's fusion instead of Gogeta, Vagoku. I feel like it just doesn't work. All right, we're doing Star Trek. You guys can't stop me anymore with your witty repartee and coy looks. Also, folks, reminder, raising our subs for our new sub goal so that we can watch the pilot episode of Heat, Vision, and Jack. A failed Ben Stiller pilot featuring Jack Black and Owen Wilson, written by the creator of Rick and Morty and Community, about the world's smartest man irradiated by the sun and his deadbeat roommate who turns into a motorcycle. So with that being said, let's jump into Star Trek. Get your snacks. I love that he includes like the intro. I love it. I love it so much. I dropped one of my pistachios. It's the saddest thing that's ever happened to me. Take care of yourself, Jazz Dog. We're all here for you. Alpheka 4. Baridon, I like it. Oh, 1000% Shakespeare. This would have looked like a great video game in like the early 2000s.
Going down with the ship? Just taking one last look around. A lot of memories here. Did you know that Merv was sitting right there when I agreed to go to dinner with him that first time. It seems like such a long time ago. Remember that night you and I came in after calisthenics? The look on his face when he thought we were seeing each other. So many good times. When I got promoted to chief engineer,
I like their
we
new
were all
uniforms.
sitting here. We even had non-syntholic drinks. I remember you had a hell of a hangover the next morning. That's the one part of that night that I remember. I'm still amazed you weren't late for your duty shift the next day. I almost was. Lucky I had Leslie to...
It's one person
okay.
voicing like almost all of
After
the
what happened
characters,
between
Evelyn.
you two, it's still hard to talk.
To clarify, this is the third movie in the series, okay? The first two are both 3 hours long. This one is 4 hours long. All of them animated largely by one guy, and all of them voiced largely by one guy. And honestly, I unironically love it.
About. Even after all this time, I think that's how it's supposed to work. After what happened with Bradley and I, doesn't seem like any members of this crew have had much luck with relationships.
The recording, the
Present
audio
company
recording
accepted,
got
of
better
course.
though.
So how long has it been since you spoke to her? Just over a year. I kept hoping she'd come back to me, but not so much as a subspace hello. I understand she's supposed to attend the ceremony tomorrow. Bradley, too.
Space
Maybe a chance for
lesbians!
both of us to patch things up, hmm?
Wait, what year did this come out? This came out 11 years ago. He beat Star Trek to queer representation. Explicit queer representation.
Are we interrupting? Mind if we join you? Please.
Space lesbians!
Captain, if you'll excuse me, I think I'll go and have one last look at engineering. Excuse me. Renee! Doctor, go with her. Leslie, how long is this thing between you and...
Blue hair, pronouns, walks in wearing a fine latex outfit. Yeah, I think she's still carrying a torch for you, girl. Like, just talk to her.
her going to go on? I shouldn't be here. What is with you two? On today of all days, can't you two just get along? You saw the way she looked at me. After what happened between us, I don't think she'll ever talk to me again. I happen to know that's not true. She still carries a torch for you.
See, I told you guys. Also, I will say I am exponentially more emotionally invested because of these blue-haired space lesbians.
The last time we saw each other was when Captain Prentice was promoted. She wouldn't even look at me. It was still too soon. She took what happened pretty hard. She wasn't the only one. Maybe, but it's time to put it behind you. Jennifer's right. When you see her at the reception tomorrow, try to talk to her.
Also, film immediately passes the Bechdel test.
You might just get that shot at redemption. Renee! Renee, wait! Renee, wait! Renee, give her a chance. Doctor, you of all people should appreciate what happens when a heart breaks. As much as I might want to, I can't. Now, if you don't mind... Sorry. It's hard to believe we're really saying goodbye after all these years together. Let's not dwell on that. While we can, let's just try to remember the good times and think good thoughts about the future. I'll drink to that. We all
Pete
will.
Parker, you're not wrong.
To absent friends. Get
shit.
to the bridge. Now.
Was that planet on fire before?
Report. The planet's beginning to break up. What the hell? These readings don't make any sense. Leslie, talk to me. Tectonic stress readings are off the scale. The crust is starting to break up. It's like the planet is simply disintegrating. That can't be. What was that? The planet's starting to break up. Torsional stress is starting to throw off debris. Some of it struck the station. How long do we have? At this rate, less than 60 seconds until the whole planet tears itself apart. We have got to get out of here. We can't just abandon the people on the station. Moorings are starting to buckle. Kendra, the people on that station are already dead. And if we don't get out of here now, so are we. I don't like it either, but there's nothing we can do for them. Release the docking clamps. Get us away from the station. Is Renee still in engineering? She is. Ronston to Mitchell, we need impulse power now. Already on it. Reactors at 40%. Why is it taking so long? The ship was about to be decommissioned. We weren't expecting to have to start them up again. We're clear of the station. Raising shields. Coming about to course 242, Mark 53. Impulse reactors at 64%. The planet's core is going critical. It'll go at any second. All ahead, emergency flank speed. Impulse reactors still at only 80%. Leslie, get us out of here! If we engage now, the reactors could blow 90%. Close enough. Punch it! We're clear of the blast radius. Reverse angle. Survivors. Sensors indicate no life signs.
Did anyone on the planet survive?
We need to find out what caused this. Get me Starfleet.
It was a really good scene, for sure. Unironically, I enjoyed these movies.
Captain, I can't raise Starfleet headquarters. Try the emergency channels. I have. Twice. There's no response on any channel. Set a course for Earth. Maximum warp.
Did Earth also explode? I've totally forgotten the plot of this movie, just as an FYI. Yeah, once you acclimate to what this is, it's incredible.
We're secure from warp speed. Now entering Sector 001.
What is this? It's a Star Trek fan film that was made 11 years ago. Every November we watch through the entire series for funsies.
Scan for temporal anomalies. Radiation levels are off the scale. How long until we reach Earth? 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Any response to our hails? Negative, Captain.
Talk about some self-insert fanfiction.
I'm all the selves!
All Starfleet comm frequencies seem to be dead. That doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong. It could just be interference from the temporal radiation. If that were the case, we'd still be able to pick up the lunar nav beacons. 1 minute to visual contact.
It does feel very next generation, Akumi.
Any sign of activity at Utopia Planitia? Nothing. It's like the whole planet's gone dark. 30 seconds. Kendra, calm down. Stress is bad for your blood pressure. I'll calm down once I know Earth is safe.
Calm down. Earth might be destroyed.
Visual range.
Your blood pressure. Still better than AI
on
voice?
Screen.
1000%. Graham, I don't think Earth is okay. I'm not an Earth scientist, but I don't think it's okay. Like a geologist or anything.
What the hell happened? It's the same phenomenon we saw in the Alphecca system. Some kind of temporal stress seems to have torn the planet apart. I've never seen anything like this.
People have volunteered to voice these movies for free. He's turned them
Jennifer,
all down,
you're with me.
and I don't know why.
Where are we going? Main shuttle bay. Kendra, what are you hoping to find down there? I don't know. Maybe, somehow, there are survivors. Kendra, look at it.
I do also appreciate that all of their eyes are at maximum dilation, giving the impression that they're all just tripping balls.
There's no way anyone survived this. Maybe, maybe not. But until I see it for myself, I can't just walk away.
Gone wild.
Altitude 100 kilometers. Speed 5,000 kph. Steady on that. The atmosphere contains high concentrations of sulfur dioxide, difluorine, and carbon monoxide. Average temperature is almost 600 degrees Kelvin. It looks like the entire crust has disintegrated. The surface is covered with magma from farther down. Clearing the lower cloud layer in 3, 2, 1. I can't believe there's nothing left. The whole planet just gone. Fall well to Captain Ronston. Go ahead, Doctor. Captain, another ship has entered orbit with us. Their commander is asking to speak with you. They say it's urgent. Put them through. This is Captain Kendra Ronston of the Starship Fitzgerald. To whom am I speaking? Kendra? Merv?
Merv!
You two finished? Merv, what the hell is going on? I think we'd better discuss that in person.
It's Merv, the man with the oddest name in the galaxy.
Shattered. From what we can tell, the entire space-time continuum throughout the Federation has been shattered somehow. What you saw in the Alphecca system and here at Earth is being repeated all throughout the quadrant. What's causing it? I wish I knew. There are pockets of temporal instability all across Federation space, and from what we can tell, the effect seems to be spreading. There are only scattered pockets of the present left intact.
Hell yeah, you
Even
can
in
finish
those
your
areas,
comments,
there's been
Delay.
so much damage to subspace, it's next to impossible to maintain a stable warp field. We found that out on our way here. Took everything we had just to make Warp 2. We still don't have an answer to the most pressing question. What do we do about it? I'm afraid we haven't figured that one out yet. We've tracked these distortions to their source, so that's where we start, and
What
we'd
if his
better
full
hurry.
name was Mervin?
Our best estimates show that we've only got about 5 days before there's literally nothing left at the present.
What a great Star Trek
The four
premise,
of you
by the
return to
way.
your stations and start making preparations for a sustained warp flight. I want to be able to maintain at least Warp 7 until we reach our destination. I'll join you in a few minutes.
Like, insert problem.
Unless I'm mistaken, it still says Captain on my uniform.
The universe
That's
is
an
being
order.
ripped apart via time. We gotta fix it.
A bit harsh, wouldn't you say? You look just as beautiful as ever. That was a waste of a perfectly good, heartfelt sentiment. I'm sorry. What did you want to discuss? This mission is going to require that we employ every asset we have at our disposal. I need to be sure that we all have our priorities in order. Kendra, Captain Ronston. Right now, we're the only hope there is of stopping this disaster. Merv, I can appreciate that you want to mend fences, but now is not the time. For the time being, we need to focus on the task at hand. The situation being what it is, the regular chain of command can't help us.
Keep
You
your
and I
sentiment
hold the
out of it,
same rank,
Merv.
but no, you're right. You've been in command of the Fitzgerald for almost 6 years now. I'm an engineer, always have been. You should take charge. Tell me what you need. I need to know how widespread this effect is. The Fitzgerald will investigate the source, but if we're to have any hope of counteracting this effect, I need to know how far it's spread. Kendra, with all due respect, have you lost your mind? You've only got 5 crew members aboard, and the 2 of them that are trained scientists can barely stand to be in the same room with one another. Wouldn't it be better if my crew and I, you and your crew, can best contribute to our efforts by getting out there and assessing the situation and reporting back to me with your findings? Your ship has a full crew and faster warp engines, and as you so helpfully pointed out, you're an engineer, and I'll wager so is everyone else you have with you. You're better equipped and better trained, so the job falls to you. Fair enough. I'm glad you agree. Now all I need from you is to know where I have to go. Are you sure we should split up? I should come with you. Imagine my relief to have your support. The coordinates, now.
Jesus.
As best we can tell,
Kendra, chill.
the source of this disaster is the Vander system. The Vander system? Never heard of it. No reason you should have. It's been uninhabited for almost 4 decades, ever since an accident on one of the planetoids almost wiped out the entire sector. It's been designated a Class 2 navigational hazard. Apparently someone didn't get the message. Alright, if that's where we need to go, then we can't waste any more time. Get started on that survey, and then meet me in the Vander system in 2 days. Hopefully we'll have some answers by then. Good luck, Captain. In my experience, there's no such thing as luck. But I appreciate the sentiment just the same. Approaching Vander 4. The time distortions are much more intense here. Looks like Mr. Ronston was right. This is definitely where they're coming from. Life signs? Doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of interference. The local continuum is highly unstable. Can we transport down? The question isn't if we can. The question is whether we should. Explain. Whatever's happening has left that planetoid a mess. What atmosphere there was is completely gone, and what's left of the crust is highly unstable. That may be, but the source of these temporal distortions is somewhere down there. We want to solve this. That's where we need to be. See if you can localize the distortions and follow them to their source. Already on it. Looks like the source is near a mountain range a few kilometers off the central axis. Some kind of structure. Let's see it. My God. Most of the structure has been destroyed, but some of it's still intact. Sensors are reading extremely high levels of radiation, and some odd energy signatures I can't identify.
Like,
Any
so
sign
far,
of
I think
survivors?
this is objectively
No,
the
but
best
with all the
one.
interference, that
Like, I'm
doesn't mean
hooked.
anything. There could be 100 people still alive and we'd never see them through the radiation. I'm going down there. With all due respect, I am aware of the risks, but there's no way I'm sitting on the sidelines for this one. And there's no way I'm letting you beam down there. Captain, Commander, regulations do allow the captain to lead an away team,
But only
as
if you
long as they're
smidge.
accompanied by appropriate armed escort. And chances are you'll need an engineer to retrieve whatever information may still be in the computers. And with all the radiation down there, it couldn't hurt to have a doctor along. All right. But Doctor, you're staying here in case we run into trouble. Renee, Jennifer, you're with me.
Go team!
No life signs. But the radiation levels are so high they're interfering with my scans. Somehow I don't think there's anyone left who could pose a threat. I'm picking up traces of a strange resonance frequency. I've never seen anything like it. I have. We have a bigger problem than I thought.
Oh shit!
A lot bigger. You don't know the half of it.
Hell yeah!
Bradley?
Let's go, Bradley! Getting the team back together.
Bradley, what are you doing here? The same thing you are. Trying to find out what's going on. How did you get here? We weren't picking up any other ships in the area. This was too important for me to be anywhere else. Doctor, readings here are consistent. 3.47% displacement. Just as I expected. It's accelerating exponentially.
Brian Gar!
Bradley, what's going on? We should discuss that on the Fitzgerald. Dr. Gar and I have a few things we need to finish up here. We have a shuttle nearby. We'll meet you on the ship in 20 minutes. Captain, you'd better take a look at this.
But what about Gaius?
Traces of human DNA. I found it on most of the surfaces here. It's badly degraded, but I think I've managed to identify it. You're not going to believe this, but it appears to belong to Dr. Gar. That's not unusual. He and Bradley have been here longer than we have. He's probably touched everything here. Maybe so, except that these traces are days old. From before this place was destroyed. And there's a lot more of them than you could explain by even a thorough examination. And that's not all. There's a second trace, also spread around the facility in the same manner, showing the same degradation. Commander, you look like you've seen a ghost. Out with it. I know it's impossible, but I've identified the second trace. Take a look. Are you sure about this? I ran the analysis 3 times just to be sure. There's no doubt about it. This facility was maintained by Dr. Gar. And based on this, it looks like he had help from Captain Gaius Rafe.
Oh!
Isn't he dead?
You can't keep a good man dead.
Yes, he is. Go back to the ship and have Dr. Falwell verify these readings. If this means what I think it does, we're in a lot of trouble.
What is this?
You
this
can't
is the
be
third
serious.
in a
Omega.
series of Star Trek
Deadly
fan
serious.
films.
There are no molecules down there now, but our tricorder readings make it clear that there were not that long ago. If there's Omega down there, no molecules, just trace elements. That makes me feel so much better. This situation is getting stranger by the minute, and I'm not sure I like what all the pieces of this puzzle are adding up to. There's no doubt about it. This is definitely Gaius's DNA, and that first sample you gave me came from Dr. Gar. Will someone fill me in on what's going on? I only wish I could, Doctor. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't know any more than you do. Doctor, did you find anything unusual in either of those 2 samples? There was a slight phase shift in the cellular RNA that I couldn't account for, and the DNA from Dr. Gar showed some pretty strange anomalies. Strange in what way? I'm not sure yet. I'll have to sequence the DNA to get a closer look. Shouldn't take more than a couple of hours. Get on it.
I'm pretty sure Omega is a substance from one of the Star Trek movies, but I can't remember exactly the details.
Kendra. Gaius Rafe is dead. He's been dead for almost 17 years, ever since that mission into Dominion space. You know it, I know it. Jennifer, I don't understand it either. But remember what Bradley told us 10 years ago, about his experience in the other timeline. That's a disturbing thought. It is at that. Maybe if we... Call to Ronston. Go ahead. Captain, the Admiral's shuttle has just come aboard. He and Dr. Gar would like to speak with you immediately. Acknowledged. Ronston out. They don't waste time, do they? Lucky for us. Let's just hope they know more about what's going on than we do. Let's hope. Kendra, there is one other thing we should deal with. You're talking about Leslie. That's right. You're my acting first officer. I'd like to hear your opinion. On the one hand, we're short-handed, and we need all the help we can get. But You and I both know that when she left Starfleet, she swore she'd never set foot on a starship
you're
again.
Better off.
Especially this one. Elizabeth and I practically had to beg her to come with us for the decommissioning. What's your recommendation? She's been away from Starfleet for a long time. If this disaster hadn't sprung on us, she'd probably be back on Casperia Prime by now. To be blunt, I don't know what we can expect from her, and that makes me nervous. She hesitated at Alphecca, and as a result, we almost got killed. Couple that with what's going on between her and Renee. Are you suggesting I relieve her of duty? Like I said, we're short-handed. I'm just saying, she's not a Starfleet officer anymore. We can't take for granted that she's going to act like one. And given everything else that's going on, I'm just not sure what to think. I understand your concerns. But the fact is she's here, and she seems willing to do her part, at least for now. That has to count for something. True. But I strongly recommend you sit down with her and have a conversation about the past. Or maybe I should say, about the future. Recommendation noted. But at the moment, we've got more important things to worry about. Let's just try to focus on the immediate problem for the time being. We'll worry about Leslie when, and only when, she gives us a reason to. Agreed? Agreed. Good. Now, let's see if I can get some answers from our guests. It was my counterpart that did this. The one from the other timeline. There's no question. Only he could have dreamed up something like this. It sounds unbelievable, but considering everything else that's happened today, I'm not sure I have a better explanation. Especially after what you told us about the other timeline. We never did find out what happened to him. We thought he'd been killed when his ship exploded, or pulled down into the black hole, but we thought he was dead twice before that, and turns out we were wrong. Twice. All right. Let's assume for a moment that I buy all this. Let's assume that I buy the notion that his evil counterpart from another timeline somehow made his way into this one and is wreaking havoc all over again. Let's also assume that somehow Captain Rafe is back from the dead and for reason or reasons unknown has teamed up with this other Gar, Dracus. That's what he called himself in the other timeline.
That's
Dracus.
right.
Sounds like something out of a children's story. You said exactly the same thing. 10 years ago, when we were trying to figure out his true identity for the first time. And obviously I thought it was absurd in that timeline as well. Whatever Dracus has done seems to have caused irreversible harm to reality itself. Even after everything you told us, I find it difficult to believe he'd do something like this intentionally. Actually, I'm not so sure it was deliberate. Doctor? The Admiral made it very clear that from the start, this other me, Dracus, was fixated on the notion of time travel. Once we started there, the rest all started falling pretty rapidly into place. Go on. It's simple. He went back in time. He what? Think about it. The fact that the Admiral here originates in another timeline, the odd readings we took after the Battle of Sector 585 10 years ago. All right, that makes a certain amount of sense. So how do we fix this? I don't know. I'm not my counterpart. I don't have the expertise to undo this. I know just enough to know we're in big trouble. Just not enough to know what we're supposed to do about it. Can you tell me anything that might be useful? You're not going to like this. Well, we can't repair the damage here, in the present. Things have simply progressed too far. But if we can't... I'll wait just a damn minute. It's the only way, and we're running out of time. So you want me to take the Fitzgerald back in time to repair the damage his other self did.
Let's go!
By doing what, exactly? Our theory is that if we go back to a point in time before any of these changes occurred, we'll be able to intercept and spare me the theoretics. Out with it. We have to ask my past self for help. Or rather, his original self. The one that started all this. I don't have the expertise to fix the problem.
Yay!
Only one person can help us now. And this would be the same person that started all this, according to you, over nothing more than a broken heart. That's right. That's crazy. Captain, we don't have a choice. The only way we can stop this from worsening is by asking that other version of me for help. According to the...
So, for those of you who didn't watch the first two movies, okay? The first movie's revelation is that the main antagonist, Brian Gar, is doing everything because his ex-wife broke his heart and like cheated on him and left him, and so he tried to build a robot that was exactly like her that would love him, and then he realized that he wouldn't be able to do that actually, and decided instead to go back into the past ultimately, after, several encounters with our protagonist, Gaius Rafe, realized that the real thing he needed in his life wasn't to try and force a woman to love him. Instead, it was genuine friendship. And so he changed the course of his life by going back in time to the past to make this version of himself, who is Gaius Rafe's BFF. All right? And the second movie is all about a version of a version of Dr. Gar being like turned into Dracus to try and get revenge because he was like left and tormented by radiation or whatever. It's a whole thing, very Wrath of Khan. And it presumably destroyed at the end of the last movie. He was altered by Borg technology. And so his eyes glow red. And then this movie, we are now being told, okay, in order to solve the massive time explosion caused by Dracus, the bad guy of the last film, we need to go back in time to convince your past self that changed the timeline to help us so that we can stop Dracus and maybe not destroy our universe with the time crisis. So that's my best attempt to summarize what the hell this plan even entails.
Admiral, he knew everything there is to know about temporal theory. I know just enough to know we're in trouble. He would know how to help us. Hopefully. Putting aside the question of messing around with the timeline more than it already has been, assuming he has the expertise at all, what makes you so sure that other Gar would be willing to help us? The answer to that is simple. There's no alternative. We want to save the here and now. This is the only way. Even if I accept everything you two are telling me, that still leaves us with one small problem. If we're to have even a hope of pulling this off, we have to travel back in time. From what Admiral Prentice is saying, we have a pretty small margin of error. Too far back and we risk polluting the timeline, for whatever that's worth. Not far enough and we miss our window of opportunity. 8 days. I beg your pardon. We've only got one chance to get to him, and that chance is exactly 8 days long. If we can't get to him before he gets thrown back in time, this whole song and dance will be for nothing. So how are we supposed to pull off a time jump with that kind of precision? We'll have to do the same thing that Dracus did, and follow him back. In case you didn't notice, his method relied on one of the most unstable substances in the universe, and look what happened as a result. Fortunately, in this case, we know a few things he doesn't. It certainly is a big green rock. We don't have to duplicate Dracus's methods, just the result. As best we can tell, he used the energy release from an Omega detonation to propel himself back in time. Is that possible? Theoretically. Dr. Gar says it has something to do with forming a Kerr loop from superstring material, whatever the hell that means. In any case, the energy signature gives us a pretty good idea what we have to do.
Welcome back.
Which is what, exactly? We found some samples of boronite ore in the lower levels of the laboratory. My hunch is that Dracus didn't care about leaving them behind, because he didn't think anyone here would know what to do with them. But you do. In fact, I do. About a year ago, Starfleet discovered a supply of boronite on a planet in the Badlands. It was too dangerous to try to synthesize any molecules, but after some experimentation, we found a way to use the ore to create a controlled energy release. It would only be a fraction of an actual Omega detonation, but that's all it would have to be. The reason there's so much temporal damage now is because Dracus used a detonation that was a lot more powerful than it needed to be. And because there was a temporal displacement involved, the shock waves disrupted time as well as space. I'm sure this is all very fascinating, but it doesn't tell me how we're going to use this rock to go back in time. We use it to overload the warp drive. If we channel the energy surge through the main deflector dish, it should be enough to send us back. If we modulate the energy release precisely enough, we should end up in the same time frame as Dracus. You just got done telling me how unstable this stuff is. Now you want to use it to deliberately overload the warp engines. Forgive the expression, but time is of the essence. I don't like this any more than you do, Kendra, and if there were time to come up with another plan, I'd leap at the opportunity. But this is the only way to make this happen in time to do any good. Doctor, do you agree with the Admiral? I don't like it any more than he does, but he's right. It won't be long before the entire space-time continuum comes apart at the seams. We get one shot at making this work, and this is it. Kendra, risk is part of the game if you want to sit in that chair. Make it so. To generate a large enough subspace field, we'll need to reach at least warp 8.8, but there's been so much damage to subspace, we're likely to have a hard time finding a stretch of intact space long enough. Couldn't we just navigate around the edges of the distortions? We thought of that, but if we so much as skim one of those distortions at warp, we've had it. The only way we can make this work is if we find a long, unbroken stretch of space that's intact and free of distortions, and make our run there. Alright, I'll go to Astrometrics and start scanning. Renee, get busy with this ore sample. I want to be ready to initiate the overload within the hour. Doctor, you will assist. Make sure we can do this safely. I don't want our engines to explode when we power up. I'll take care of it, Captain. Jennifer, have a look at the structural integrity grid. I want to make sure this ship can still handle the stress of what we're about to do. Aye, Captain. Leslie, I need you to recalibrate the deflector relays to channel the energy surge into the warp field. You got it. You have your orders. Let's go to work. Captain's log, stardate 74825.6. With only 7 crew members aboard, it's been slow going. But after several hours, we've got the Fitzgerald as ready as she'll ever be for our trip back in time. That just leaves one question. Where we go next? The continuum is in worse shape than we thought. It's not simply that subspace is degrading. Other time periods are actually beginning to emerge into ours. My God.